I'm happy, happy, broken free.
Good evening and welcome to SOUNDCHECK Live. And on today's show, we've got the fantastic Mr. Eddie Martin.
Hello, good evening out there in virtual web world. This is closest we get to a live gig these days. I'm happy to be playing for you, having some sort of contact with you. We might even have a sing-along later on. I'm going to do some songs that I've been recording during the last year, which at home, doing a lockdown album. And I'll be doing some songs that you're familiar with, those people that know my stuff from before. Anyway, let's kick off with a song called Run River. This is a song that was on the first album with the band, but I'm going to put it on the new album because I've done a completely new arrangement of it. And I don't know about you, but one of the things that's kept me going through the long months of this pandemic has been going for walks in the country and getting closer to nature, and nature's a great solace. And this one is particularly about rivers and nature. So Run River Run. Strong as you can be. No one to whom you belong, no one to tell you how to feel. Our time has come and gone, you make eternity seem real. Run, river, run, limbs to the body of the sea. Wrap your rapids roll from the whisper of your stream. Show how the course can run with grace and urgency. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a song for you now called Birdcage Blues. So this is another new one. As with all of my acoustic shows, I dedicate them to the Afro-American blues tradition. I've spent my whole life studying the fantastic skills on guitar and harmonica of so many of the great old blues people, and without them this music wouldn't be possible. Without them my music wouldn't be possible. This is particularly dedicated to Son House, and it's a new song called Birdcage Blues. I dreamed a rich man at his table sprinkled his food would go. 1,000 servants out there shivered down the cold while watching the favorite TV show called Celebrity and the Lovely Home. They tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. A dream of prophet came down, talking like no other. She said, the screams you believe stood like a brother. Fill your head with dreams while you live in squalor. While the waters rise and the flames get higher, they tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. How many brothers and sisters without food or homes? The truth starts missing people finally dawn. No angel like a savior is gonna fall from the sky. We gotta get together, you know. We finally realize they tear the whole house down before we up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. Tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. They tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. Mad kings bark the orders, scapegoats to blame. We're all looking over shoulder while the tide is changed. No angel like a savior is gonna fall from the sky. We gotta get together, you know. We finally realize they tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. Tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. To tear the whole house down. Mad kings bark the orders, scapegoats to blame. We're all looking over shoulder, now the tide is changed. No savior like an angel is gonna fall from the sky. Gotta get together, you know, finally realize they tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. They tear the whole house down. They tear the whole house down before we wake up. The whole house down before we wake up. To tear the whole house down before we wake up. To tear the whole house down. Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm going to do a song. Another thing that keeps you going is if you've got a good woman or a good man. I've got a good woman at home, and you get closer and closer the longer you're in lockdown, and you love them more and you love them less. But my lovely wife has kept me going all through lockdown. This is a song for her. It's called Flowers to the Desert. I'm rejoicing, people, like a hallelujah band. I've just been struck by a miracle. You're looking at a changed man. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about the Lord. I'm talking about this little girl of mine and the joy she's brought. She brought flowers to the desert, making me whole again. Flowers to the desert, she my lover and my friend. Flowers to the desert, love for love are gone. Flowers to the desert, thought I couldn't carry on. I wandered through the desert, my lips were cracked with thirst. She brought me to a garden with every flower on this earth. She led me to sweet waters. She bathed my tired limbs. I'm washed and brushed and fresh turned out, and I'm ready to live again. She brought flowers to the desert, we can be whole again. Flowers to the desert, she my lover and my friend. Flowers to the desert, love for love are gone. Flowers to the desert, thought I couldn't carry on. Skipping in the bed, I'm standing tall and stretching, breathing in sweet air. No more Mr. Petty, no more Mr. Sad. I'm swimming to the future instead of drowning in the past. I brought flowers to the desert, making me whole again. Flowers to the desert, she my lover and my friend. Flowers to the desert, love and love are gone. Flowers to the desert, thought I couldn't carry on. She brought flowers to the desert, making me whole again. Flowers to the desert, she my lover and my friend. Flowers to the desert, love for love are gone. Flowers to the desert, thought I couldn't carry on. Thank you. This is a song called Birdcage Blues. And this is another new one. Birdcage, tell me how long has it been? Birdcage, tell me how long has it been? Been waiting a long time, living here in captivity. Listen to the blackbird singing out there in the tree. Listen to the blackbird singing up there in the tree. Sweetest sound you ever heard, it's the sound of liberty. Dreaming of a time when the whole world will be free. I've always dreamed, you know, that all the world will be free. And there'd be music everywhere, and everyone living a life of liberty. Birdcage, and tell me how long has it been? Birdcage, and tell me how long has it been? It's been way too long time, living here in captivity. Been way too long time living here in captivity. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a song. One of my older songs now. This one's a song called Toy Ballerina. And this was on the second solo album I had out called Keep On Working. Just get this in tune a minute. This one goes out to Eleanor out there, hopefully, who's listening. fantastic things that happened during this terrible time that we're all going through is that I became a grandfather for the first time. My daughter Eleanor had lovely little Lara, so I think we should dedicate this one to Lara as well.
Ballerina, she danced in the music box. I've got a tour ballerina, she danced in the music box. Well, I love my ballerina, hate it when that music stops. Well, I thought I'd fight the devil, woke up and found it true. Well, I dreamed of fighting the devil, woke up and found it true. You've got to keep on fighting till every good shine through. Can't you hear me talking? I hope you hear me true. Well, say now, can't you hear me talking? I hope you hear me true. Well, I might be a white boy, but I still feel these blues. I've got a tour ballerina, she dances in the music box. Got a toy ballerina, she danced in the music box. Oh, well, I love my ballerina, hate when that music stops.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is another song off one of my former albums. This one's called Throw Me a Line. And this is off the album I did with Big Red Radio, a band that I formed in Italy. And we did a big live recording called Live in Tuscany with a fantastic gospel choir and a fantastic band. So this is the stripped down version. And this one's dedicated to Robert Balfour.
Tramp across the country till poor legs couldn't walk no more. I fell down the road looking at the show. The girls above are flying free. It's not for me. No, you know that's not for me. Freedom's across the sea. Boats on neat ID. Freedom's across the sea. Boats on neat ID. Left mine in the ruins. My home city. Left mine in the ruins of my home city. I'm a long, long way from the ones I love, the ones I love, the ones I love. And every one of me, they trying to lock me up, and I ain't done no wrong, I ain't done no wrong. Trying to see the world through these eyes of mine. They throw me a line, they throw me a line. Were you born lucky or were you not? And so if you share what you got, every one of me, they trying to lock me up, but I ain't done no wrong, I ain't done no wrong. Try and see the world through these eyes of mine. Throw me a line. Somebody throw me a line. Throw me a line. Somebody throw me a line. 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 Somebody throw me a line. Throw me a line.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm going to do you a song now which is called Lazy Sunday. And this one's all about actually enjoying having nothing to do and wishing you had even less to do. So if you imagine yourself on a sunny Sunday morning, and we had quite a few of those last year. We can't complain about the weather last year, can we? And the sun's creeping through the blinds, and you're in bed, and the sun's gradually working its way across the floor, and you're just thinking, I really don't want to go to work anymore. This is nice. So here we go. Lazy Sunday. Just wanna lie right here and watch the sun creep across the floor. The sunbathed morning has washed those worries right out of me. You can't get so hung up or get feeling tough about things that just don't matter at all. I'm thinking, don't wanna go to work no more. Just wanna lie right here and watch the sun creep across the floor. The sunbathed morning has washed those worries right out of me. You can't get so hung up or get to feeling tough about things that just don't matter at all. I'm thinking, don't wanna go to work no more. Thanks so much. There you go. I hope you're feeling all nice and relaxed now. I'm going to do a song which is called Breaking Even. This is going to be on the new album again. This one is dedicated to Charlie Patton, one of the great founders of Mississippi blues, the earliest superstar of Mississippi blues, I think you could say. And this is a song, my own lyrics, but borrowing from Charlie Patton's guitar style. And this one is a song called Breaking Even.
Well, as long as we break even, baby, don't you know I'll be satisfied. As long as we break even, baby, don't you know I'll be satisfied. I don't plan on taking out much more than I had when I started life. And as long as I break even, baby, that goes for you, me too. As long as I break even, baby, that goes for you, me too. Straight down the middle, mama, equal respect for me and you. Well, here comes Mr. 10%. Does you really think I can't see? Here comes Mr. 10%. Does you really think I can see? And behind the smile so wide, won't you take back what belongs to me? The world was wide and free, big enough for all I need. World was wide and free, big enough for all our needs. Whiteman came into his lines, Lord, just to satisfy his greed. So as long as I break even, baby, don't you know I'll be satisfied. Whoa, I'll be satisfied, you know. I don't plan on taking out, you know, it's more than I had when I started life. I don't plan on taking out, it's more than I had when I started life. Thank you, thank you. Let's do a little boogie for you. Thank you so much. Let's do a number you can sing along to at home, folks. Just imagine you're in your favorite bar or your favorite venue, and you're enjoying the night, and you've had a couple of drinks. Everyone's feeling good. You're out with your friends. Remember those days? And you can sing along on this one because you know the chorus, folks. It goes, "Somebody's making money, and I know it isn't me." And so if I say somebody's making money, you say somebody's making money. Somebody making money, and I know it isn't me. Somebody making money, Lord, and I know it's not me. Somebody must have stole the honey from this little worker bee. Oh, this little dog's been barking up an empty money tree. This little dog been barking up an empty money tree. While I slept, the Sandman must have came, stole my chance of luxury. Well, this fat cat with the mansion said, play for me, and here's the deal. All that you can drink, I'll even throw in a free meal. Somebody making money. Somebody making money. Somebody making money. Woo, and I know it's not me. Okay, that was your cue. Here we go. I'm gonna hear you out there. Somebody making money. 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 And I know it's not me. No, it's not Phil. Schools and colleges, I got 3 degrees, but I chose blues, guitar, and educated poverty. That's why somebody making money. Somebody making money. Somebody making money. Lord, and I know it's not me. Last time, somebody making money. 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 Lord, and I know it's not me. Thanks very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice one out there, singing along beautifully at home, I'm sure. You can send me in recordings of you watching me. We can do that that Channel 4 reality TV thing. What's it called? Gogglebox, but in reverse order. So I'm looking forward to seeing your videos, folks. So let's do Death Letter Blues by Son House. Quite often people ask for this one at shows, so I'm going to do it for you now, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you like this one. I got a letter this morning. How'd you think my letter read? Hurry home, girl, your love is dead. I got a letter this morning. How'd you think my letter read? Hurry home, girl, your love is dead. I got my racing, went off down the road. But when I got there, hey, my baby sits down on a cooling board. I packed up my suitcase, I headed off down the road. When I got there, my baby was stretched out on a cooling board. Must have been about 3,000 people in the burial ground. I didn't know I loved that woman till I showed a leader on down. Must have been about 3,000 people down by the burial ground. I didn't know I loved that woman till I heard the lady body down. Lord have mercy on my weakened soul. You, baby, for my wedding gold. Lord have mercy gradually walked away. I said, so long, baby, see you again on Judgment Day. Brother walked away. I said, so long, baby, see you again on Judgment Day. So long, baby. Judgment Day. You know there ain't but 3 women I ever loved in my life. My mother and sister, the girl got called my wife. Ain't but 3 women I ever loved in my life. My mother and sister, and the girl I love to call my wife. I woke up this morning, feeling around for my shoes. You know I got those walking blues. Woke up this morning, feeling around for my shoes. You know I got those, all those walking blues.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I'm going to do a little song called Pearly Blues by Blime Willie Johnson. It's one of the first tunes I heard back in my teens that got me into blues. And it's a lovely little song.
Pearly, why don't you come home? Pearly, why don't you come home? I've been lonesome, baby, here since you've been gone. My home's on the water, I don't like no land. My home's on the water, I don't like no land. My home's on the water, I don't like no land. If you catch me stealing, babe, don't tell on me. If you catch me stealing, babe, don't tell on me. I might be stealing back the same old used to be me. Ain't but 3 women I ever loved in my life. 3 women I ever loved in my life. My mother and sister, girl I call my wife. Girl I call my wife. Pearly, why why don't you come home? Pearly, why don't you come home? I've been lonesome, baby, here since you've been gone, since you've been gone.
Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves out there. You'll be looking out soon for the arrival of the new album, which is, I'm not sure of the absolute title yet, but it's going to be subtitled The Birdcage Sessions, because that's what's been happening over the last, getting on for a year now, as you know. I've been recording stuff in the birdcage of my home studio. So thanks a lot to Sound Exchange, to Phil and Mags for doing this. And thanks a lot to my roadie and shaker man over there. And we will see you all again soon on the road at a real live gig very soon. Stay safe, stay with it. It won't be long. Take care. Thanks for coming along.
So you've been watching Soundcheck and Eddie Martin doing a fantastic live set. Eddie, you've picked the microphone up. That's what I was about to sort of prompt you to do. Thanks for that. Brilliant set. Really enjoyed it.
Thank
you. A real
you.
range of songs in there, you know, from the, I think, was it Lazy Sunday? Which is kind of like, you know, so laid back and sort of like, you know, mournful and lazy, I guess you'd call it. Right the way through to, I don't know what the song was. It was the one which you did a lot of that with. Judgment.
Oh, Sunhouse Death Letter Blues, probably.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sort of, great stuff. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Enjoyed playing for you.
And whilst you were going through the set, I was kind of like making a note, and I think probably Throw Me a Line and Birdcage Blues are probably my favourites of tonight. Oh, great. Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, Birdcage Blues is a new one, so that's going to be on the new album, of course. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Thanks. So most of the people that are watching this probably already know who you are, where you come from, and the backstory. But, you know, let's go through it again. So you're from London, Watford way, I think it was. That's right. Born in London, yes, that's right. And according to the notes that I've seen, at some point in the dim, distant past, when all around you was prog, you discovered the blues. Tell me the story. Well, going back to my teens, like early teens, I was at school and I was with a group of friends. We were all interested in music, and all of the music in those days that everybody was into was prog rock, you know, progressive rock, you know, bands like Yes and Genesis and... We're talking mid-70s here? Yeah, yes, I suppose it would have been around then, that's right, And nobody was anybody unless they had an LP. That's right, that's right. And, you know, I don't want to put that music down. I mean, it was great at the time, but one of us came up with, I think it was my friend who was a really good guitarist called John McKinley. This was in Birmingham. We were at school in Birmingham. And he came in with a Freddie King record, and it was called Burglar. And I didn't know this at the time, but it actually had a British connection. I mean, Freddie King, you know, is from Texas, and but he was recorded by Mike Vernon, who's still on the road now, a British producer on the Blue Horizon. He's coming up. Yeah, he's coming up. He did this great production job on this fantastic album by Freddie King. Anyway, we heard it for the first time, and it just knocked me and my musical friends, you know, knocked us all for six, and we just thought, this blues music is so live and immediate and raw, and it's emotional and it's soulful, and it's, you know, it makes this prog rock stuff sound so pretentious, you know, and so removed. You know, this is much more human and vital. Yeah. And I've always thought that about blues. That was always the connection I had with blues, is that it's stripped down to the core. It's the most human, vital music. You know, I think I've always been in love with blues ever since then, and because for the same reasons, really. For me, it talks to me at a very deep level, from that moment on, I was off studying everything about the blues, you know, learning everything I could about it, and pretty soon learning
the guitar and harmonica skills, you know, of the great blues tradition, and I was away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can't sit here and do sort of like 30 years worth of the backstory, but over the course of your playing career, playing all across different places in the world, you must have met some of those kind of blues giants and played with some of those blues giants, which must have been absolutely brilliant. Especially, you know, going over to maybe, you know, over to the States, over to, you know, Mississippi and what have you, where all kind of, you know, where the heart of it all is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been some amazing experiences. You know, I've been fortunate to have been carrying on with this career for quite some time, you know, and I've travelled all over the world with it. Yeah, I mean, doing 2 or 3 tours of America, and that was a highlight. Obviously going over to the original home of this music, and to be honest, some of the most amazing experiences of meeting some of my heroes was at a very, very local, small scale. You know, for example, going to Mississippi and meeting Robert Balfour just busking on the street outside a juke joint.
Blimey.
And he was one of my heroes, and similarly, people like, well, I mean, going right to the other end of the scale, actually. I mean, Buddy Guy, I supported him at a show in Norway, and that was absolutely amazing. But I mean, they're both those experiences spring to mind as being right up there as really amazing ones. And you know, they don't have to be famous, but there's been some great experiences over the years. But I was also fortunate to play with some great players over the years. You know, I've had bands. My backing musicians have been American and English, and played with some great European bands. And so nationality doesn't have to be part of it, really. What makes it special, it's you know, it's just if you're playing good music, it doesn't matter where you're doing it. It's great, you know.
And the magic happens.
The magic happens, absolutely.
Yeah, what I was going to come on to is we all live in the southwest of England, of the UK, and it's remarkable how many great blues players there are in this neck of the woods. I mean, we had Innes Seiben playing a set for us a few months ago, and Kevin Brown a month or 2 before that, and then wind back a year ago, Malone Seiben, the full kind of band that Innes and Marcus Malone. Is it a coincidence, or is there something about the Southwest that seems to have grown great players such as yourself?
I think it's a coincidence, really. I mean, I think that ever since the 60s, when this music first started to come over, thanks to people like Alexis Corner, who were bringing it over and playing it on his radio show, you know, the passion for the blues has fallen on different musicians around the country, you know, people that have heard it. And you've got a smattering of people who've spent most of their life playing this sort of music all over the country, really. But yeah, I mean, we've got some really good players in the Southwest, but I think that's pretty national, you know. And of course, there's some great players that we don't get to hear about around Europe as well. I know some fantastic players in Belgium and Holland.
Well, Innes was, when he was having a chat with us, he was saying that there are some brilliant players over in Eastern Europe, in sort of like, you know, Romania, kind of
absolutely true.
That side of the globe.
Indeed.
And what we were talking about was how weird is it that blues is so popular in a place where they were deprived of Western culture for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've toured a lot around, you know, the former Iron Curtain countries, and I talked to a lot of different people. I mean, for example, there's a couple of guys who started up a blues magazine in Poland, the Blues magazine, and the lengths they went to under the censorship of you know, the communist era, to get hold of Western music, because they felt the same thing that I was talking about just now. You know, they felt it was they had a real passionate reaction with it, and it meant so much to them. And they went to lengths of, risking going to prison, to get hold of this music and to play it. So come the perestroika and glasnost, when and the wall coming down, and post '89, a whole circuit opened up for blues players in these countries, and it's always been fantastic playing in those countries, because one of the good things about the communist era was that they put very well equipped theatres all over the country, all over all of the countries. Yeah. So we played in Poland and Czech Republic and Slovakia, as well as Russia, and you get these fantastic art centres in the most unlikely places, all really well equipped. So it was a tour made in heaven, really.
I hear there's even a Transylvanian blues festival.
Oh, that'd be a good one to do. Yeah, absolutely. Count me in. Yeah.
This leads me on to the first of our viewer questions. This one's come from Natalie in Bristol.
Hey, Nat.
And she says, which are Eddie's favourite venues for a gig in the UK and also abroad?
Well, Natalie knows the answer to this one, in that it's the Old Duke, because Natalie comes down to see me play in Bristol quite a lot, and she knows what a special place the Old Duke is, and of course it's been in mothballs since March. I've been playing at the Old Duke twice a week for many years, 20, 25, 30 years, and it's just a unique, fantastic music venue, and people that go there know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just in the bricks and mortar of a place to have a real amazing vibe and a sort of magic atmosphere for music to be played and to be enjoyed by the audiences and the bands alike. So that's one. But other than that, I mean, I'm here in Frome, our hometown of Frome. I love playing the Cheese and Grain. If it comes to a big gig, the Cheese and Grain, I launched the last album just before lockdown in February at the Cheese and Grain, and it was a fantastic night. I loved it so much. So if it's a bigger show, a bigger production job, I love doing the Cheese and Grain.
So for people who aren't from this neck of the woods, as Eddie said, we are in Frome in Somerset in the UK, and the Cheese and Grain is it's a community venue, holds about 850, flat floor most of the time, and it gets gets a great atmosphere going when you get a few people in there and you get a great band on stage. So if you've got nothing better to do when this is all over, come to Frome and come to the Cheese and Grain and see some great music.
Absolutely.
The other question which came from Natalie was, which artist would Eddie like to play with next? As first time round or as a repeat? So I guess you're saying who do you like to play on stage with and or collaborate with?
Wow, now that is one I'd have to think about, actually, Natalie. I've had so many great experiences of playing with other people. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to say Paul Woodley is an up-and-coming one-man band from Essex. He's a great musician, and we've played together at my show in February at the Cheese and Grain, and it'd be good to play with him again, actually, because he's a great young talent. It's good to play with people who are just coming through. But all the people that I've had on my albums have been fantastic, and I'd love to do a show again in Italy with my Big Red Radio band, with the Jubilee Gospel Choir and the fantastic rhythm section I had over there. That was a big production job.
It would be, yeah. So
that was nice. I'd love to do that again.
Yeah. So how do you coordinate something like that? If it's, first of all, quite a long way away, so therefore there's the logistics to deal with. And do you take all of that over there, or do you arrange that with a gospel group that's over there, or do you all go? How's that work?
I was really lucky on that project in Italy to have a manager who managed the whole thing, really.
Brilliant.
And he's an Italian guy who was living in working in England for a while, and he used to come down the Old Duke, the place I was telling you about, in Bristol, and saw me, and he said, I want to manage you, I want to help you out with your career. And when I explained to him this idea I had of taking some of these stripped down acoustic songs, but rearranging them for a big band so that it was still acoustic and rootsy, but had the power of a rock band. That was the idea I had. And with a gospel choir, he said, "Oh, I'm sure we can do something about this." And he knew lots and lots of musicians in Italy. I tried it in England. I actually tried the first outing for that project was the Cheese and Grain. Actually, it was at the Frome Festival at the Granary. But he helped me get these 20 musicians together, and we performed just one show in Barga in Tuscany in this beautiful theatre. It was a sold-out show. It was all for charity, so I couldn't have done it without him. He put the whole thing together. Bruno. He's also a great luthier. He's also made some of the guitars that I play.
Sounds like someone that you need to keep on side.
Yeah, Bruno's great. Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that's a kind of a feature of these kind of discussions is that some of the people that have been watching the show are also guitar freaks. They love their guitars. So could you talk us through what you've got with you tonight?
Sure. So these are Resonator guitars. They're steel ones. I've got two here. The reason I've got two is because they're in different tunings. And most guitarists who know a little bit about blues know that if you're playing slide guitar, then you're using different tunings. So I've got these in the two most common tunings for slide guitar. I've got very, very heavy strings on both of them. In fact, guitarists out there will probably think I'm crazy because they're 20 to 58 thou, the strings, which is very, very heavy. It's like it cuts your fingers if you're not used to it. And I choose that because of the tone. It gives you a much richer tone.
So if I can ask a nerdy question, what's the difference between a resonator and a dobro?
Now a dobro. Well, the history is that the Dopiera brothers came from Slovakia, which is where I played a festival actually recently, and it was kind of dedicated to the Dopiera brothers. But they invented this resonator guitar. They went over to California and lived there in the 20s, and they went into production with these guitars. Now this one here, this is a national guitar. So they formed the National Resophonic Company. But then the brothers split up, and one of them formed the Dobro Company. So Dobro and National Guitars were both from the same brothers, but they split up. And there's not really much difference between the guitars that came at the early guitars anyway, Dobros and Nationals. They're pretty well the same, Resonator guitars. Over the years, they've slightly gone up different ways with different product models and so on. But these are both, this is a National and this is a copy of a National. They've got this resonator, which is like a hubcap underneath the bridge, and that amplifies the sound. So these originally were designed for guitarists in jazz bands to play louder, so that they would be heard alongside brass instruments before the era of electrified amplifiers. That was the idea of the. But they've been a hit with blues guitarists who play slide ever since those early days. Yeah,
because effectively they're kind of like bringing that out.
Yeah.
And with a bit of reverb, then it becomes an awesomely huge sound.
And you've got a lot of sustain on those guitars as well for the slide. So it sounds like the human voice. You know, you get a long note on I haven't got a slide on me. I'll show you what I mean. But that's the advantage of those guitars. And then the other guitar I've got here is actually a handmade guitar by Johnny Kincaid in Bristol, Kincaid Guitars, and it's a beautiful guitar that I got for my birthday. My wife got it for me for my birthday. Good few years ago.
Okay, so just to finish off the nerdism, you've got sort of like a suitcase kick drum there. So I don't know what's inside the suitcase, but you've...
Just a regular bass drum microphone.
Yeah.
And lots of padding as well. If I'm on tour, then that's where my dirty washing goes. And that's it, really.
Right. So that just basically gives you a bit of thump to sort of underpin the songs when you're playing solo. I guess it's actually quite useful.
I don't know why, but I tend to get bored with just acoustic guitar sounds in a set, and I want to hear a bit of percussion, and so that's what I do with my feet as I keep percussion going while I'm playing most of my songs.
Okay, right. So now I want to sort of like wind forward to where we are today, and obviously we all know that it's a bit of a difficult time for live music at the moment, with lockdown and everything else that's going on. But you've spent some time over this last year. You mentioned you've been working on a new album, so I guess that's from your home studio. Mm-hmm. And on your previous albums, have you recorded them at home in the past, or is this kind of had to be a sort of like a levelling up of your home kind of working?
It has, really. This is the first time I've ever tried to record an album at home, and a lot of musicians are doing this, of course, all over the place, not just England, but we're making the best of the time that we've got to stay at home to set up our own home studios. I mean, I'm lucky in that I've built up over the years quite a lot of equipment, and I've just some reasonably good equipment, but I've never learnt really how to use it. And so that's what I've been spending the first few months of lockdown, is learning how to be a sound engineer, and it's tough. It's tough combining both jobs.
Houses were never designed to be studios.
Say again?
Houses were not designed to be studios.
No.
Those little noises in the background that you take no notice of.
Absolutely, that's right. Yeah. So I've got quite a lot of soundproofing up there, but occasionally I have to do what the old broadcasting trick, the old outside broadcasting trick of putting a mattress over your head.
Yeah.
And so I've had to do that a couple of times when the plumbing was particularly loud, or a motorbike was going past or something.
I think there's been a lot of that going on with people doing voiceovers and things from home.
Yeah.
And, the bathroom's a bit ringy, so they find themselves sort of like locked into a corner of the bedroom with a bunch of mattresses. Absolutely,
yeah.
Okay, so the new album, it's going to be finished, what, you think, in the next sort of 3 or 4 months?
Should be sooner than that, yeah. Hopefully I'll finish recording it this month, and so it should be mixed and mastered over the next couple of months, yeah.
And the usual routine after an album is touring, so I guess we're all crossing fingers that the live scene will reopen again at just about the right time for the album to be hitting the streets.
Hopefully.
I know
we can't really plan anything, but I mean, I've got a couple of festivals and some shows where they're waiting to reschedule it, so that's hopefully what I'll be doing. It'll probably be a solo tour to promote the new album later this year, we hope. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
But you're not just content with that, are you? You do art as well.
Oh, right, yes. Well, it's funny because my wife's a professional artist, so she knows what she's doing, and we've got she's been amazingly supportive over the years in just encouraging me to do drawing, because she's always said that I do good drawing, and I've just been doodling over the years. But in lockdown, there was a couple of times when we all get low and find that we can't, certain things we can't do during the lockdown, and I went through a phase of not being able to pick up my guitars. I've just felt so bad about not being able to gig anymore.
Do you know, this is not unusual, because I've spoken to other. We talked earlier beforehand about some of the other guys that have played sets here, and it seems to be quite common that many of them have suddenly found it difficult to write songs or even think about playing the guitar, because they know they can't go out and do the public performance, which is what it's all about.
I think for me, what clinched it was, I mean, it's great to do this, but I was starting off trying to do streaming shows myself from home, and of course, I mean, you're stripped down a little bit tonight. You've not got as many people as normal, but if normally you do a show and you've got an engineer out there, and if you do a broadcast show, you've got at least one broadcast engineer, at least one camera person. When you're doing a live streaming show at home,
you've got to do a lot.
You've got to do 3 jobs. Yeah. Plus, you've got to have you've got to know what to do with broadcast software. You've got to have a reliable broadband connection, and if you don't know about streaming quality and so on. And I found that I was doing these shows, and I was getting so stressed about doing streaming shows at home. I mean, there's people out there who are wondering probably why I didn't carry on with it. Well, this is because it was exhausting and really, really stressful. And plus the fact you don't get any feeling of actually connecting with people. I mean, music's all about connections. It's all about connecting with people on an emotional level. And you don't get any of that from a streaming show. It's really hard. And I found that I just got exhausted with music as a result of it. And I picked up a paintbrush, and I was doing some little paintings at home, and my wife said, these are really good. And I just thought, well, I'm just enjoying it anyway. And I put some up for, I put some for show on social media, and people started, well, actually, some people have started buying them. So, but I am lucky to say that one of the good things about lockdown for me is that I've discovered how much I love painting, and I'm not going to stop now. I'm going to carry on painting because I love it so much. Yeah,
I mean, that's brilliant, isn't it? For out of adversity, you've found something that can, will be there forever. Yeah,
that's right. I'm hoping that goes for a lot of people out there. There's been positive things happening out of this awful time as well for other people. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up now. But I'd just like to say again, I really enjoyed that set. Absolutely brilliant. And I think the new album is going to have some... Well, we heard some of those sort of songs, and I think they're knockout songs.
Thank you so much.
And I just, so thank you very much for coming and doing this. Because, like everybody else, we're starved of live music as well. And one of the privileges that we have doing this is that you're sitting here doing it, and we're just over there kind of like, watching it. And so for us, it's a lifeline as well. And I hope that other people that are out there watching this are getting the same out of it as all of us are in this room.
Thanks so much, Phil, and thanks for having me down. Thanks, Mags. And check out Sound Exchange, ladies and gentlemen, visual arts from Frome, and the website's out there. They've got some great videos of great shows. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you've been watching Soundcheck from Visual Radio Arts, and that's a set from Eddie Martin. Come back and watch another show. Not quite sure when the next one is, but sometime probably in the next month. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.